Hello, I'm Johannes. I just want to explain you a few things about what's going on here. You see, the past, the world we're living on, was like this layer, yeah? And on this sheet, you could make your own notes, yes? You can make your paintings, you can think about yourself, and everything is just you, yeah? You make these faces, yes? But what you miss something, yeah? You miss what is real. Yeah? What is real is behind this sheet. So the material world we're living in, it's like this closed sheet. We miss the access to the source of life, to peace, to happiness, whatever you want to call it. Yeah? And in the past, yes, there were different people trying to go through this sheet. So, I want to show you, like, if this layer goes away, yeah? If it gets more transparent, yes? You're gonna see a little part, yeah? This layer gets holes now. So our projection world, all our paintings and smileys and beliefs, they go. And what you start to see is there's a picture behind, yes? And the whole process we're into is simply this. What you see is actually you, the owls. Each owl has its own color and its own branch, because we're all sitting on one branch. We are all part of one tree. So now I'm getting more specific about the energy, the life energy, yeah? Which was a picture. How it passes through, what happens now, yeah? And in a way, you can talk about how much of life energy is passing through a place, a person, food. And this amount of life energy you can measure actually, yeah? In my field of Feng Shui, of radiesthesia, we are working with a pendulum. I don't use it since 20 years. You can learn to feel it. Yeah? You can learn to feel how much power an organ has, a person, a place. Yes, and we use some kind of measurement. It's called Bovis. Yes, and I have done measurements now since just 1 year. Yeah, before I used other kinds of measurements. And it's very interesting, yes, because the planet, the people the amount of life energy seems to jump. It seems to multiply. So here I've made a scale, yes, of dimensions, of frequencies I feel, yeah. For example, if I test cancer in a person, it has 4,500 of Bovis. The tap water in Barcelona has 8,000. So there's a frequency level between 0 and 9,000, which is quite bad. Yeah? I checked some mineral water, some good stuff, it's around 20,000. So you have dimensions. From 0 to 9, from 9 to 18, from 18 to 36, 72, so it goes up, it doubles the frequency, yes? Last year I was checking the planet, most of the people are actually now in the 20,000, yeah? In this dimension. And you can feel this dimension, yes? The world we are used to, yeah? The power is ego, is control, is mind, everything is control. Yeah? You see science, everything is a picture and you measure. Like what I do now, amounts. Yeah? And if the planet is already now in 33,000 and the seawater level now is 35,000, we are very close to a dimension jump. I'm working with these dimensions since 2009 a lot. Yeah. If you work, for example, with Ayahuasca medicine, Ayahuasca had a frequency of 36,000, now it's on 54,000. If you work with this dimension, I call it fifth dimension, the ego goes in a transformation process and you start to flow, you start to feel love. The word of control of ego does not work anymore in this dimension. So the planet, I guess it's gonna raise, maybe it may at Visak. It's very close to raise. That means you're gonna feel different. And you're gonna feel different in another transformation phase, which I will explain later. So again, we all live in this world we call reality. What we do is we try to get our things together. We try to get as much energy we can, as much love, as much money, as much. And then we try to control it. And then we feel safe. If you enter a higher frequency, that means more life energy is coming through. Remember the puzzle with the alls. More pieces of the alls you see, you enter another kind of consciousness. In this consciousness, you start to flow and you have to let go of controlling. And you need to learn to flow. And that's what's already going on. The world of control is going crazy, yeah? And it's gonna get more crazy. That's the message. And we're gonna go through a transformation process of our ego, surrendering to the life force, to the original power. And this original power is manifesting the picture behind. It's already there. What I want to say, everything is already there. It's just covered. Yeah. So if you go into frequencies above 72,000, you see it doubles again. You feel peace. You feel this energy, this love working through you, and the ego is in peace. It's on its place. It's a servant. You see, mind works on duality, and that's fine. It's a computer. But you are something else. You're someone else. You are consciousness. And consciousness is just the rhythm of life. It's the breathing. In the breath, there is a rhythm, and that rhythm is love. And if you fall into that rhythm, basically, if you can serve with that rhythm, you enter now. Third eye opens, yes, heart opens. The chakras, you could say, go in balance. And this is a process which is gonna go now on the planet. A transformation process where all the chakras, all the different aspects of life will start to flow. Till they enter a state where things are in peace and something new is gonna show up, a new world. I'm not talking as a spiritual person, yes? I'm just talking as someone that measures. I'm an engineer. Okay, I'm very sensitive. But this work is just measuring. You can also measure these things with the amount of neutrons. I know scientists that are measuring amounts of neutrons, and they told me that the amount of neutrons that are coming from the sun are multiplying. So the fundamental source of the universe is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. If you go above this, you enter a very interesting state because you feel like almost leaving the body. You just fly. So this is seventh dimension. Yeah. So there is a message, fundamental message is that another power, another feeling is gonna take power. And I know a lot of people are waiting for this, yes? That love, flow, truth, reality, living together, yes? It's oneness, it's peace, it's a feeling of unification. This is a world of you are the only person that exists. In this dimension, you become a group. This is the topic of the secret of the Templar Knights. All these secrets, how to restructure the physical material world so that more life energy can come through. So this is not from me, I just read it and saw it on YouTube, but it fits very well. So mainly we are made of carbon, you know, and I know the physical structure, or the atomic structure of carbon is like a yin-yang structure. So it's like electrons and positrons are arranged in a way of polarity. Yeah? And I know that there is another form of carbon existing. And what I know that it could only exist on this planet for a short while. And this higher form of carbon has one difference. And the difference of this carbon is it has a neutron in the center. And the atomic structure of this is this. And this is a soul star, a Merkaba. It's a crystal structure with a center. The normal carbon has no center. Yeah? And this is a carbon atom with a neutron in the center. So if the sun bombards us with more and more neutrons, it restructures our carbon structure in a crystal, by the way. Plus, for example, if you cut an ayahuasca root, it has a shape like this. It's the same shape. It has the same structure. So, for example, you take this medicine, it gives you a physical structure, physical information. It restructures your body by taking it, so you become receptive for the life energy. So you see, it's not, people think maybe ayahuasca is a drug. You take something and you get some paintings. No. This medicine, which is used thousands of years, is restructuring the physical structure so you get transparent for the life energy again. So you start to flow. You start to go in oneness. Yeah? It's a restructuring instrument. And if you, like I showed in another video, if you enter a complete stone circle, and this we're gonna do later, it's the same structure. So you enter a physical structure, like a stone circle or a medicine wheel, it has the same effects. It restructures our bodies so that more life energy can come through. The same idea was, for example, a Gothic church. In Gothic church, it's also the same principle. So, yeah, think about that. I'm gonna manifest the matrix of soul star, ayahuasca, flower of life. If I would have big stones, we would work with Stonehenge, yes, but no. We don't have the stones. We're a little too big for this. So I use this kind of disc. And I work on the level of the archetypes of the soul, so I give names. The names, they depend on the culture. We're going to work like with archangels or masters, power animals. It's just words for fundamental powers, for the matrix, you can see here with the owls, your ancestors. So, okay, first I ask for the manifestation of the essence. Yes? This is the pulse of life, the frequency you feel behind the breath. It's the code. It goes through everything, all the dimensions. Then I ask for the connection to the inner boy and the inner girl. So we have the triangle of the soul. So everything I do, I don't have it from books. It's just an awareness of working with people, with Feng Shui, with systems. This is reality. Reality doesn't change. Yeah? It was the same for Aborigines, for indigenous people, for Celts. I ask for the connection to the dragon power of the planet Earth. So this has to do with chakras, yes? One thing you find out is like what is inside of you, it's outside of you. So reality, we all live like in a bubble. And in this bubble, all what is inside of us is reflected outside. So I ask for the connection to Mother Earth. I ask for the connection to Lord Maitreya and Mother Mary. So this is energies of the seventh chakra. You always have a polarity between masculine, feminine, in-breath, out-breath. Masculine, structure, feminine, flow. It's an experience. So, next, this is an honoring to the North American chieftain Indians. I ask for the connection to the inner warrior called Hiawatha and Maria Magdalena. So it's just names. I like to confuse people a little bit with names and so. Of course you can make a strict system just with masters or with angels, power animals. I ask for the connection to King Arthur and Morgause. Morgause is the witch. Feminine power in the solar plexus. All these qualities are powers. Like this is solar plexus is here, yeah. Second chakra is the flower. First chakra, connection to the earth. Seventh is connection to above. And if you have a blockage in this chakra, yeah, you can work on them in a chakra, or you can also work with them through a constellation. So Stonehenge was a place, it was a hospital, you could say. People would go there to heal, to become complete, and to enter the dimension of peace, of oneness. Same thing like I explained before, you do when you take a medicine like ayahuasca. So I ask for the connection to Archangel Michael and to Morgane, this is Morgane, the queen of the fairies, and ask for the connection to Jesus and Kuan Yin. So, about these I am explaining in another video. Now, I want you to go in as a group and we're gonna work with different frequencies. This work you know from ceremonies with ayahuasca. It has to do with this step of raising frequencies between 36 and 72,000. You go in different phases, you go in the fifth dimension process and in a sixth dimension, because that is what the planet is on the threshold. And again, if people go in certain disciplines or certain ceremonies like Ayahuasca, they go through a jump in dimensions. You get more and more transparent for the life energy. So I was explaining this with my both two hands. If I am in the breath, I can say what I want to. So, okay, I want to raise the frequency in my head into my 108,000. That's it, 108,000 body. Ooh. Wow, cool. Can feel it. I'm more crazy. So, okay, you have to believe me, but you can do the same thing. And I tell you, because it doesn't, you need to be a little bit in the meditation, no? So that it works. No? And these I want to do now with you as a group, because if you enter this field, you enter the matrix which is connected with everything. Yeah? The soul star or Merkaba is in every little detail, like I was explaining in the carbon atom structure and in the big. Everything is a multiplication of a Merkaba. So if you're working with a Merkaba, you can connect to everything. That's the reason why you can do healing work in the US whilst you are here, or I personally can feel energies of the house when they just send me the plan. I get the plan and then I say, this is going on there and this is going there, and you can do this with people also, no? Some healers, they know you in and out, will just send you a photo, no? They don't even know the person. And why is it working? It's because of these structures. Now you enter a magnetic field, a matrix, with this structure. So please take a place. You can also stand in between you. Here or behind. And there's also a place in the center, yeah? So one person can go also in the center immediately. Okay, let's see how much. I want you to look forward. Claudia, I want you to look forward. This is forward. You can place this more together if you want to. These materials are made from different mineral powders from the planet. It's also amazing. I'm collecting these powders since the year 2000, and the amazing thing about this is their frequencies are rising. They get more powerful because they are connected with the planet. Right now these things have 54,000 bodies, so they are straight in fifth dimension, because some parts of the planet, some parts of these powders where they come from are already in this dimension. So I want to check how much of life energy we have now. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, 35,000. So we're very close to the dimension jump. Yeah? Maybe you breathe and start to feel how you feel. Yeah? Breathe. Relax. Every one of you is standing in a different chakra, representing another part of the body, also representing another archetype power of the soul. And together we create a complete space with the inner child in the center. The North American Indians would call it the fire of the inner child. And no one was allowed to jump over the fire of the inner child. Sacred place. Breathe. Okay. Maybe you can do it even together with me, yes? So you take your two hands and take yourself in the middle, breathe, and now you say, I ask for the connection, I ask for the life power in me on 36,000 bodies. Maybe you think of ayahuasca a little bit, because, yeah, you can feel it. Breathe. Something's going on. Breathe. 36,000. With 36,000, you normally don't really feel so much, yeah, because the body needs to adapt to the fifth dimension. Okay. Can you feel something? Yeah? The others also? Because the central place is there. Okay. Now we're going to raise the frequency with 9,000 more. Yeah? So we ask for the raising of the frequency into 45,000 life energies. Amount of life energy. If you do a ceremony, that is the moment when you start to realize something is there. You're not alone. Something's going on. There's another presence there. Yeah? So if I think of it on the planet, on us, in general, we will feel there is something more powerful than us. The normal reaction of the ego, of course, is fear. Let's see, 45,000. You feel a little different? Yes. Yeah? Okay. Now we ask for the raising of the frequency into 54,000, yes? 54,000 warriors. You can say it to yourself in your both hands. You can manifest it. Yeah? This is of course a way to make healing work also. Very simple, very effective. 54,000 is when something really happens, because that is when the life power is taking over. So that is when your personal dramas really come up. Fear might come up, all kinds of things, yes. So we can see if the planet goes on that level, it's gonna be something. So, if you think it's gonna get better here on the place, in case of control, no, it's gonna get worse. But if you can feel the love behind the process, it's fantastic. Breathe. That is the moment also where you learn to decide between fear, control, and love. Anyone wants to tell me how you feel? How you feel there now? I know you're already rising.
A bit anxious but exciting at the same time.
I feel like force coming from the legs and like more electricity in my body.
Can you feel more power, more breathing, more
Very hot.
hot? Mhm.
Yes. Sense of expansion.
And confusion.
Like losing the equilibrium.
Losing control.
Okay. So we're going to 54,000. Okay, we're gonna go higher. Are you okay? So we ask for raising of the frequency into 63,000 of the amount of life energy coming through. Jup. That's when you start vomiting. When the cleaning happens. This is when the life energy really starts to clean, no? Can you feel the power? It's more powerful.
Yes.
So, with 63,000, another power took over, yeah? So in this dimension, you have a very hard time if you're still trying to control the thing. It's difficult. But if you can feel the love, the peace, it's fine, yes? How you feel?
Tension in the belly.
Tension?
In the belly.
In the belly. That was
Headache.
headache. That was your problem yesterday, no?
In the heart, so.
Tension.
Very, very hot burning.
Mm. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Yes? Mario?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now we ask for the raising of the frequency into 72,000 amount of life energy. And it's sweet. Can you feel it? Feel. We are entering sixth dimension. It is when ego has surrendered and you start to flow. You feel the heart? It's amazing, no? You just stand there and you say something and it works. Breathe, keep breathing. Of course, the process is not so clean, yeah, because parts of you are still in the fourth dimension. It's part of you is in process, part not, yeah. But in general, yes. You just learn about raising of frequencies and something happens, and you learn to trust. Yeah? You learn to ascend, no? Trust in ascension instead of controlling. Okay. Now. Let's make a jump now. We ask for the raising of the frequency into 90,000 amount of life energy. Let's feel this.
Oh.
How you feel?
Third eye.
Third eye.
Yes.
Third eye, yeah.
I feel it in my throat.
What is?
I feel something in my
Okay. Breathe. I want you to stay about in 90,000 because that is, for me right now, it's a frequency where if you reach that, this is where you start to feel in peace. You trust the love, you trust the flow, and you allow the flow already to manifest, to express through you. So with that frequency, you reach to quite comfortable. You're feeling more comfortable in the process. While still now it was kind of, I had surprises, yes. Okay. I want you to feel comfortable in 90,000. And the way you do it, yeah, is you breathe, you are breath, you are meditating. You feel it, and there's this rhythm flowing vertically inside of you. And you kind of surf with the rhythm and allow it to touch each part of the body, all the chakras. And there is a central point in all the chakras. And if you can touch it, you start to flow. It's peace. It's something you allow to happen. There's no technique. It is inside of you. It's a game. It's the game of equilibrium. And the technique, you enjoy it. You like it. You're made for it. Wait. It's okay now? You feel good? Okay, good. Okay, 90,000. This you can do at home also. You want some more? We can look at 144,000. Someone wants to go in 360,000. Okay, let's finish with 144,000. Yeah. So we ask for the raising of the frequency of life into 144,000. Let's see what happens. Ah. What? You feel dissolving a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting bigger. Yeah. So it's cool. Floating. Floating, yes. Floating in love. Anna, you can play some music? We are floating in love. I'm gonna raise it into 360. This is when you kind of feel you leave the body. No, we keep with 144,000. If you feel like moving, you can move also. Of course, the energy in the center is the most strong.
And a storm.
You can change positions.
No.
No? You don't know. Okay.